A little bit about me. I am the daughter of two immigrant parents who moved to Northwest Territories in 1976. Nonetheless, born and raised in Northwest Territories. It's funny, when I was asking a friend what to say when they were going to ask me this question, he's just like, just say that you're brown and you were raised in Northwest Territories, and that will entice everyone. I moved around a lot as a kid. I eventually dropped out of university, moved to Toronto 9 years ago, came to do journalism for television and radio. I have a TV and radio background where I did that for about 7 years. Moved to New York for 2 of those years. I was almost signed to Sonya Entertainment in Mumbai. At the same time, I had started my business as a blog. Started from a blog, now we're here. As I was about to be signed to Sonya Entertainment in Mumbai, I got deported. And I found myself back in Vancouver in my old room with my head on the bed and not wanting to get out of bed, and my mom pretty much saying, get up, no one likes to be around you, get your shit together. So ended up getting a job teaching social media for journalism at the same university I ended up dropping out from. And the business ended up doing so well online as a blog, because I used to take brands and I would take my online influence at the time with TV and radio, and I would help them online. And started teaching, and then moved back to Toronto. And in 2012, I opened Use This as a full-time digital marketing agency, and it's been a joyous ride since then. And most recently just authored a book last year called Keep It Super Simple for Social Media.
Awesome, thank you very much. Now, I just want to get your perspectives on things about success, because that's what we're all trying to achieve. If you can provide your definition of a person who's successful.
2 words: Sonya Gill. It's an honor to be here beside Sonya. And I want to thank the SAPNA organizers for inviting me. And I forgot to do that earlier. Damn it, I forget these things all the time.
He forgot to say he's charming. That's what he said.
I don't know about that. Successful person. I think a successful person is a person who is free. That's true success. You're truly free. And if you could do whatever you're doing, if you could live a life as if you had won the lottery, then you're successful. So whatever it is, if it's to you doing community work all day long, and you would do that if you won the lottery, so if you can do that now without winning the lottery, then you're living a successful life. If it's giving back to your community, if it's making lots of money, whatever it is to you, whatever you would do if you had won the lottery and you would still do that, that means you're successful. You're doing something. And on a superficial level, and on a deep level, just to throw out a little bit of spirituality, if I was enlightened, that means you're successful.
High five. Nice. To me, a successful person who has, someone who has grit, who's tenacious, who's got drive, ambition, can overcome the battles on their journey to where they want to go. Someone who has perseverance and dedication, just doesn't give up. That to me is someone who is truly successful.
Awesome, thank you very much, guys. We all take advice in our life, whether it's our parents, whether it's, a person we look up to, a celebrity, Jay-Z, or whoever it is. But, we just want to ask you, who are some individuals, that you've looked up to in your lifetime?
Switch this up?
Yes, we should.
So back when I was a kid, as we all did, I looked up to like Santa Claus and the fairy godmother and Batman and what was his name from DuckTales? I used to love him. Those were people that I used to look up to because they had superpowers and they were amazing, and I believed in Santa Claus for a really long time. And that was one of the things that my parents instilled in me from such a young age, is keep reading, keep reading, keep reading. It just, what ended up happening is I developed this really crazy imagination, and I'm a dreamer by nature. That's just what I am. And to this day, the people I look up to are the people I haven't met. So the Oprah Winfreys of the world, and Michael Jordan, and Barack Obama, and those are people that I look up to because I don't want to meet them. I never want to meet them because they continue to drive me, because I'm just like, if they can do it, I can do it. I think if I ever did meet them and then I learned about their journey, then I would be, not so driven. But those are people that I look up to.
So back to the kind of concept of being free, I look up to fearless people and people who kind of break from the mold. And one of the people that I really am just really shocked and impressed by this story is the person who invented or came up with the cure to polio. So I don't know if you know his story, very fascinating story. So the cure to polio was a major disease. It was, across the world. And so he developed a cure to it. And when asked what he was going to do with the cure, he said, I'm going to give it to the world. And they said, well, are you going to patent it? Are you going to make some money off it? This is a killer disease, and you've come up with a cure to it. It's like, nah, this is for the world. This is a gift. This is a disease that's affecting the world. Many people have died from this. Many people have been impacted by it. I'm going to give this back to humanity. And that to me is such a gangster mentality that he's like, I don't care about the money. I don't care about becoming. He could have become probably one of the most wealthy, most powerful people in the world simply by that one vaccine. But he gave that back to the world. Like that type of mentality to me is very amazing. I also really looked up to as a kid Jaswant Singh, whose story was phenomenal. In the face of threats to his life, in the face of threats to his, basically whether he would come back to India or not, he would become tortured if he came back. In the face of that, he continued his fight for human rights. And people like that who, in the face of hopeless odds or disadvantage, still remain resolute and confident and kind of defiant. That to me is people I looked up to. Oh, thank you. So I used to not give any credit for this. I should pretend as if I came up with this idea myself, but I'm going to give official credit to this. So I was listening to, anyone know who Rahul Bardwaj is? Rahul? Yeah? Very influential guy, one of Toronto's 50 most influential, is very influential in shaping the city and is a part of a huge fund that basically directs investments for the city. Anyways, amazing guy. He gave his speech and I've been quoting him ever since. This is the first time actually I've given him credit for it. He said, good leaders inspire people with ideas. That's a good leader, right? That's true. That's a good leader inspires you with ideas. But he said great leaders inspire by creating new leaders. And so what I've been trying to do as kind of in a leadership position as an MPP, I've been trying to create new leaders. So we have programs where we have youth come in, we encourage them to take an idea and run with it. We have them become leaders in their own way. Any opportunity I can to create new leaders so that the light isn't shining on me, it's shining on everyone, right? It's shining on a movement of youth leadership. That to me is something very powerful. So giving back in the sense of creating new leaders.
I relate with that. Absolutely, especially that quote that wasn't yours. Yeah, encouraging people through what you do through action. Last year, someone came up to me and they said, you need to post this stuff on Facebook. So for a year I did it, but then I was like, I'm probably annoying a lot of people, so I'm just gonna stop. But getting up at 5 a.m. and meditating and doing it even when you don't want to do. Getting to the office because your team's going to be there and all this stuff. I would post, and then I thought, forget this. I actually want to learn why people are not doing it. Why are they waiting for me to get up at 5 a.m.? This kind of sucks. So what I do is when I'm mentoring someone, I just ask them, why aren't you where you want to be? Why am I mentoring you right now? What's wrong? And then I just hold them accountable.